talking about the safety of China.
Yeah.
I'm going to pause it right there. And how when we were there, it was very apparent that China was not the numbers that they report in terms of theft, crime, human trafficking, all this horrible stuff, road fatalities, all this kind of stuff. And I got a lot of Wumao activity saying, like, what the hell are you talking about? I've never been to America, but I know it's really dangerous. China's so safe. You can walk around here whenever you want, blah, blah.
Walk around at night.
This is what the majority of buildings look like in China.
Yeah.
Some a little different, but there are bars over the windows. And why do you think
I gotta say this one is a bit extreme.
It is, but
it's not that bad normally. But at least the first 6 stories of most all apartment buildings in China have heavy burglar bars on them.
Yeah.
Okay. Theft is a major issue in China. We know so many people that have been affected by this personally. We've personally been affected by theft. I've had bicycles stolen, e-bikes stolen, and I've been pickpocketed once, etc. But these kind of burglar bars are just proof. You don't need to even ask anyone if theft is an issue, because there wouldn't be burglar bars on the first 6 stories of every building in the city unless theft was an issue.
Right. That was why I wanted to bring that up. A
friend of mine in Shenzhen, and he's a really nice guy. He's an American, but he came over to do an English teaching thing, and that's how we met. And in fact, the first time I ever experienced Thanksgiving was at his apartment. He invited me over, and he was like, "Hey, come on over. We're having Thanksgiving," and I thought it was awesome. And his fiance at the time cooked like whatever pie that you guys have and stuff, and it was really nice. I enjoyed it a lot. It made a big impression. Anyway, he had been saving his money from all of his work, and he was doing a pretty lucrative amount because he was doing a lot of private teaching. Okay, I don't want to give away too much about like who he was teaching and stuff, but he was teaching like a certain demographic in the city. So these were rich people, and he was being paid cash because all of the private work that I ever did in China, I'm sure it's the same for you, they would pay cash because, of course, they want to avoid tax and things, so they just pay you cash. And so you go in, and the average rate back then was like 200 RMB an hour or something. So he was really cleaning up because he'd just go in this rich area, and he'd go from one house like to another house. So from like 3 to 4, he'd be in this kid's house teaching their daughter or their son, or maybe 2. Then he'd go to another one and do another hour, then another hour, etc., and go around this whole complex in a very rich area. So at the end of the day, he'd be pulling out like in a day like 1,000, 2,000 RMB. He'd be making a lot of money, this guy.
A couple $100,
yeah. Anyway, so he saved a whole lot. And I think he ended up saving about 70,000 RMB, which is what, 10,000 US dollars? Yeah. More than that. Like
no, it's 10.
It's about 10. Back then it was more, I think. Yeah. So anyway, so he had about 10 to 12,000 US dollars in his apartment. And he lived up on like the 9th floor or something of this apartment building, so pretty high up. And, he was dumb because obviously he didn't want to get taxed and stuff. And
I was about to question his intelligence.
No, I mean, he was going to be leaving fairly soon anyway, so he was just saving up. So he kept the money in his apartment. And I don't know if he spoke to someone about it or leaked out the information or whatever it was. Out. But obviously someone knew that the guy had money in his apartment. And, it was heartbreaking because what happened was these guys scaled the wall on the outside. They actually climbed all the way up, broke into his apartment. And even though he hid it around the house in like spots that, he thought people wouldn't check, like in his shoes and stuff, he was doing that kind of thing behind books and the bookshelf and stuff. They found it all. And they cleaned him out. They stole everything, and they put it in a backpack. And then they went down in the elevator because they unlocked his door, went out, and it was there on the CCTV footage. But as usual, every time this happens in China, it's not good enough quality to identify the people.
No, in my situation, when my motorcycle was stolen, they have all the CCTV footage, right?
Right,
but not that day. Because the security guards get paid off by the thieves.
Yeah.
Literally, me and my friends, whenever we lost a bike or a motorcycle or something, that day's CCTV footage is miraculously gone.
Yeah, it wasn't working.
It wasn't working. Yeah, sure it wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of frustrating. Anyway, so this friend of mine who's a fantastic guy, I still speak to him sometimes, a really, really nice guy. He unfortunately lost. That's 12,000 US dollars. And that was like a year's worth of work for him or whatever that he'd done. It was a huge blow to him. It, of course, changed his whole opinion of China. And this is what happens a lot to people, is they have a very positive opinion of China when they live there because it can be a fantastic experience. But you just need that one incident like that to make you lose faith in everybody, because Nobody tried to stop them. None of his neighbors, nobody in the building, the security guards.
The security guards were in on it,
yeah,
obviously.
none of this crap tried to stop them. So you're just like, wait a second. All these friendly people that are around that I really thought were fantastic and wonderful and welcoming, not one of them stepped in to try and help.
Sure.
And I've lost a year's worth of work just like
And again, that's not indicative of every situation. You can have good neighbors, of course. Unfortunately, oftentimes you don't.
No.
The other clip here on the side, now this is not a whataboutism thing. There's actually a really unfortunate thing was that the elderly in the U.S. in nursing homes were very hard hit by COVID-19.
Yeah.
Really ravaged them because elderly people are very susceptible.
Yeah, it's the nature of the disease.
Yeah. No,
the virus.
That's fine. The problem is that Chinese state media and a lot of tabloids and stuff in China use that as an opportunity to say, look at how poorly America takes care of its elderly.
Yeah.
Like nobody cares about they don't have filial piety. They don't care about the grandparents. There's no government initiatives to save old people's lives. I just wanted to show what a nursing home in China looks like.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to be petty, but this is a nursing home in China. There's a slop bucket.
Yeah, that one on the right. Yeah.
Oftentimes this happens because the people that work in factories can't afford like a super swank nursing home, obviously. And they have to work all the time, right?
You know what bugs me the most about this is they're all wearing their old Mao uniforms, right? And it must be such a disappointment to these people to have been so let down by their country. Because they grew up believing that this was the correct way. Okay, they gave their lives to this whole, communist nonsense idea.
Changed.
But at the end of the day, they got shafted. All the young kids are running around and using corrupt money to buy Lamborghinis and stuff, and flaunting their iPhones and stuff. And here you get these old guys who've basically just been left to rot, and it's terrible.
It is.
And the problem is they're still so fiercely communist that these same guys are the ones that are always calling the cops on me when they see me with a freaking camera. They're like, oh, this foreign spy with a camera.
I understand it, though. It's just that was the nature of the beast back then.
Absolutely.
Last review. This is the most expensive hospital in Xiamen, which is a very wealthy city in China. I was getting a lot of Chinese people saying that there's soap in every hospital. There is no soap here. I still have, other than one hospital in China, I've never seen the soap in a hospital in China. Just want to throw that out there.
Welcome to the second annual China Show Royal Rumble.
Oh, Mao Zedong kicking the shit out of old Daruchi. Oh, Jonty just knocked out Mao Zedong. Oh, come on, Jonty. Give me a break. Yeah, he's obviously tired of me making fun of him. Daruchi just got Xi Jinping out of the ring. What, you're beating me up now? Come on. What the hell?
Chinese odds. This is gonna get dangerous.
Oh, dear Wong, hanging on for dear life.
For dear life.
Yeah. Hold on, Rick. You can get back in. Come on.
And this
Hold
is
on.
where Sida's out. She is out.
Man.
Oh.
What is going on here?
have the
Oh, there goes Gingerbread. Come on, Tractor, kick him in the ball sack.
Oh, he's hold on. He's hold on.
Close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind worked